there, it's Tara, she of all things transformational, transformational guidance coaching, transformational body work, and transformational yoga for our sakes today. That's what we'll be focusing on, and I want to welcome you today to my space. I decided today that I wasn't going to clear out every little thing, so back here you can see my massage table. You can see my singing bowls in front of it. And behind that is the room where I do guidance work with clients. And the reason I want to point out to you this lovely space that I'm in is because today we're going to focus on environment. Because I'm recording this the day before Valentine's Day. And I happened to see yesterday when I clicked on my TV on the Roku, there was a category called Get in the Mood. And, you know, I was just sort of like chuckling about that. And I thought to myself, you know, it's all about creating vibe and, you know, making a lovely environment, which obviously you can see I'm really into making a lovely environment. And everybody who comes up here always feels so transformed in this space because of the environment I've created. But guess what? There's a first environment before any room that you're in or any space that you're in at all. Do you know what the first environment is? It's you. You're the first environment. Your body is your environment. Your mind is your environment. Your thoughts are your environment, and your energy field is your environment. And did you know that we emit an energy field that is now measurable? You can look into the research of the Heart Math Institute if you want to learn a little bit more about that. But essentially, we emit an energy field that could extend potentially out to about 3 meters away from us. And that energy field is largely influenced by the state of our heart energy and the level of heart rate variability. And so our heart rate variability can move into coherence and bring the mind into coherence with it, with just a little bit of personal training. So today what I want to do is I want to encourage us to create an environment in our being that will influence the environment around us, and therefore the people around us, the earth that we live on. You know, the incidences and circumstances around us can be influenced by our energy, all of it. So I want to help us create an environment today inside of ourselves that will, you know, get the mood right wherever we are for something lovely and sweet. So today's practice is about sweetness and then offering that sweetness out. So for today's practice, you don't need much. You need at least one block, or if your hamstrings and inner thighs are very tight, you could actually use a chair for that. 2 blocks would be better. And by the way, you could use, if you don't have yoga blocks, you could use a small step stool, or sometimes I've used a cooking pot, you know, something like that will work. And then a folded blanket, folded into about this shape. And if you don't have these kinds of Mexican blankets, you can use, you know, some other kind of firm blanket, like a beach towel works nicely, or, you know, just some non-squishy blanket, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna bring our hands onto our heart and let the right hand be underneath the left hand so that your right fingertips are over your heartbeat. And we're just gonna take a second. You can stand comfortably. You can close your eyes if you like. Take a deep breath, exhale, sigh maybe, and let the shoulders relax. And take a second and feel your heartbeat as you breathe underneath your hand. And so inviting your breath and your consciousness to observe your heartbeat with. And so you're deepening your breath a little bit, slowing it down, and see if you can try to breathe in for a count of about 4. Pause for just a second, and breathe out for a count of about 4. And then continue the cycle. You're going to breathe in for about 4. You're going to gently pause and then release for about 4. And now, feeling your heartbeat, breathing, I want to invite you to acknowledge that your heart is among the first cells formed in utero. And unlike all of the other cells in your body, your heart cells do not die off and replace with new ones. So the heart cells will be the same ones that you die with, that you were born with. So could you conjure a feeling of appreciation for this heart that invariably must beat for you to be alive, and for its loyalty exemplified through the longevity of the cells? It's phenomenal. See if you can allow yourself to feel a true sense of appreciation for the phenomena that is your heart as you breathe. A little sweetness, maybe a little tenderness. And you can allow your eyes to open if they're closed, and you can move the feet a little farther apart if you want. And we're just going to do an exercise where you take a deep breath in, and then you're going to exhale, spin to the left, open your arms. You can lift your right heel. You're going to offer that heart energy out. And then inhale, bring the hands back to the chest, spin to the right, open the arms, and offer that energy out to the right. And you're going to bring the hands back to the heart and spin to the left, open the arms, and I want you to imagine you're offering this sweet heart energy out into the world. Exhale, come back, fold the hands, and back to the right. Offer it out. Come back with your breath. Exhale, open to the left. And now imagine that there's someone or a group of people who are very special to you. Open your heart energy to them. Come back. And to the other side. Offer it out to this group of people very special to you. Come back. And now you're going to open up to the left and offer it to maybe someone you're having some challenge with. Keep the tenderness if you can. Come back and open up to the right. And again, offer this to someone who you have a bit of challenge with. And come back. And bring the hands to the heart. And now offer it back to yourself. Thank yourself for that little experiment. And then we're going to squeak the feet open into a heel-toe alignment with the left leg forward and the right leg quite a bit back. So it's a pretty generous step, and you can turn those right toes just slightly in so they're pointed a little bit forward, the right heel back. And just check that the left heel is more or less lined up with the right arch. And so we're going to go into Warrior Two pose from here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the arms and you're going to exhale, open up the arms while you draw your left knee over your left ankle. And I like to go palms up because what that does is it draws my shoulder blades together a little bit and lifts the chest, so lifts the heart energy. And so from here, imagine that you're offering something in your extended left arm in front of you out to someone in front of you, and someone is placing something in your right hand behind you. And you're just going to have this open-hearted, sweet offering that you're giving away and receiving. And a deep breath. And you're going to bring your left hand to the left hip, your right to the left hip crease, your right hand to the back of your right hip, and you're going to start to straighten the left leg and press the left thigh back. As you press the left thigh back, please turn your chest open to the right. So the quality of openness across your collarbones is going to stay really open and generous. So you can still, imagine the metaphor of opening that heart energy up and offering it outward. And when you can fold no more like that, you're just going to take that left arm out, reach it again. Imagine that you're passing something off, and then you're going to drop it down. And hopefully the block is there to meet you at a height that enables you to keep that openness in your torso and lengthen your spine. You can always adjust the feet to be a little wider if you need to, and you can place two blocks on top of each other or use a chair. Of course, if you're more flexible, you can come down, lower, as long as you get to maintain that really generous, open-hearted quality, which means you have length in your spine. You're able to rotate in the upper back. Good. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. And then you're going to press your feet into the floor coming up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Pivot forward and take the left knee over the left ankle again. Draw the right heel back, trying to keep the right knee lifting. And so from here, you can bring your arms alongside your body, draw the shoulder blades together, and from there, inhale, lifting up through the pinky edges of your arms like you're lifting this energy up, bringing it into a ball. And you're holding this ball of energy powered by your heart and your benevolence. Good. And then you can come back, bring the hands back to the heart, pivot forward. And if you have a block to your right, that's fine. You can just use that block. If not, move your other block around. And so we'll pivot the right foot to face forward. And that left foot has the heel back and the toes slightly pointed in. And so into our Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2 will go, opening the arms, offering the gift that you're giving through the right hand with the palm up, and the gift that you're receiving through the left hand. Sometimes it helps if we pull back a little bit through the left hand, because sometimes people tend to kind of reach forward in this pose. We want to stay pretty vertical in the torso in Warrior Two. So you're giving this offering. We're being warriors for love today. So we're giving the offering through the front and receiving through the back, but we are stable. We are stable in our energy here. And then you can bring that right hand to the hip crease, left thumb to the back of your tailbone, and you're going to press back into that right hip crease, straightening the right leg and extending the spine nice and long while you spin open in the upper back. So now your chest is facing out to the left. And you may not, maybe you stay more at an angle, whatever is appropriate for you, so that you can keep that openness. So you don't need to do what I do, you need to do what's right for you. And as you spin open, you can raise that left arm up, adjust the feet if you need to, and find the amount of height that is appropriate for you to have underneath your right hand so that you get to have that open quality. Dynamic, engaged, open-heartedness. Good. And then you're going to come back up, bring the hands to the heart. We're going to pivot around and bend the right knee over the right ankle. Pivoting, lifting the left heel. And this is our version today of Virabhadrasana 1. Bring the arms down, lift up through the pinky edges. Gather that powerful, benevolent heart energy up. Warrior 1. And then you can come back, pivot around, heel toe, the feet together, and we're going to squat. So squatting is not, not everybody can easily squat. If you need to sit on a block, you can do that. So from here with the toes turned out, we're going to take a wide-footed squat. Exhale, come down, bring the hands to prayer. You can peg the elbows to the, whoop. Hey, sometimes it happens. I hope you laugh if it happens for you. We're going to peg the elbows to the inside of the knees. This is real life, guys. I'm not perfect. And then you're going to pop up through the top of the head. Drop the shoulders down, have the hands at prayer, and acknowledge with the hands at prayer that your thumbs are pointed in towards the heart center, pinkies out towards the world. So there's a connection here. And from here, we're just going to bring the hands in front of us. Exhale, the hips up, heel toe the feet to be parallel to each other for Uttanasana, forward fold. And you're going to bend your knees as much as you need to so that you could lay your belly and your bottom ribs on those thighs and kind of reach the heart out. Let the head drop down. And you can imagine that you're pouring out of the top of your head anything that you don't need. So taking a deep breath. Exhaling, releasing the unnecessary stress, tension, mental anguish, whatever you have in that realm. And then we'll bring the hands alongside the feet, and you're going to take a couple ginormous steps, or if you like to jump, you can jump back into a plank pose. And from plank pose, you're going to bend the knees, lift the heels, scoop the hips up and back, and come into a long spined downward dog. So in this downward dog, with the knees bent and the heels lifted, you can really scoop your hips up and back. And in this way, the front of the chest still gets to have lots of openness. So across the anterior ribs, the belly, so you're still, having that open-hearted quality here. Couple deep breaths, please. And from here, you can bring the shoulders over the wrists, lower the knees slowly to the floor, and come down to a child's pose. And typically in child's pose, I usually stack my fists underneath my forehead. I might separate the knees a little bit. Please separate the knees whatever amount you want for your body's comfort. And let your body be at full ease here. And let's imagine that in child's pose, we're sort of, curling our energy into ourselves and recharging our battery pack. So curling away from the outer world and into our inner dimension and recharging the battery pack with your breath. As you breathe, you can feel the expansiveness when you inhale and that coming together as you exhale. Okay, and then you can shift your weight forward, reach forward, framing the ears. Inhale, lift up, bringing the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. And open up to the left. And give your recharged energy out again. Hands to heart as you come back to center. Open up to the right. You have recharged. And you can give it away again. Inhale back to center. Come back. Lift the arms up. You can arch a little bit. And then you're gonna exhale, slide the hips back, keep reaching nice and long, bring the arms down, and then allow the weight to surrender to the floor into child's pose. And so in your child's pose, you can breathe into your back. Now, if you're not really comfortable being in child's pose, because some people aren't, maybe their knees or their ankles or their hips are not compliant, you can come onto your back or you can just lay on your belly. So for those of you who are in child's pose, breathe into your back, please, and imagine that space between your shoulder blades is the back door of your heart. And you're going to inhale and expand the shoulder blades, you're going to expand the rib cage, the spinal column, and maybe even the hips a little, feeling all of this expansiveness from that heart center. And then as you exhale, you're going to feel sort of a regathering, a reconvergence, charging your battery. 1 or 2 more deep breaths like this. And then you can come out using your arms to push up. And you might want to set yourself up for a relaxation by taking something underneath your head like this blanket that we were just kneeling on. You can place the blanket underneath your head. Lie down and take a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. Generous gift to yourself to relax. And so I'm just going to say as a few parting words that I appreciate you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you got something out of this video. If you did, I ask you to kindly do all of the things that we do when we like a video. We give it a thumbs up. We might comment, we might share it with somebody else who would like it, and we might even subscribe. So please do those things for me if you feel so generous. I hope that your heart is in a good place today and always. Thank you so much. Namaste.